Hi, this is your girl, Chris, and you have joined another episode. What's up, Houston? What's up? What's up? What's up? It is your girl, Chris, Brian, and you are here tuned into the city highlights where we spotlight the people, places, and things of Houston, Texas, because their stories is what makes us great. Today, we're sitting down with this amazing young lady who is such an amazing creative. When I say I look to creatives and get inspired, she is definitely one of those that I look up to and admire all the hard work that she does. This is also a woman of faith, a true inspiration in the community. She is a Houston native, a singer, an actress, spoken word, an artist, the crowned Miss Texas Plus Size America 2023. She is also the founder of T Ministries Productions and the creator behind the powerful stage play, The Walk of Purity. Houston, help me welcome Tiffany Collins. Give her a hand clap, y'all.
Hello, everybody. Thank y'all so much for
having
having me. Chris Bryan, thank you so much for having me. I'm just so honored to be here. Thank you.
We're so glad to have you, Tiffany. I want you to know, if you've never seen a city highlight, we always start with a mental health moment because I feel like it's imperative that we first check in with each other's mentals to make sure I'm good and you good before we have this interview. Do you mind us checking in, Miss Tiffany?
Absolutely. Check in.
Check in. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that permission. How are you doing today? And when I say you, I mean the whole you, spirit, body, and soul.
I am blessed. You know what? As I get older, I have learned to really just take hold of the simple things. And I don't even consider it simple. So, things like just waking up this morning, being able to have all of the activities of my limbs, got a job to go to, got a car to drive, got a house to live in, got all of my essentials, man, for all of that, because everything else beyond that is just extra. But for all of that, baby, I'm blessed.
Blessed and highly favored.
Blessed and highly favored.
I favor you, girl. I favor you. So I know you're highly favored. All right, Miss Tiffany, with all the things that you have going on, how do you protect your peace? Share. Somebody listening, they need to know how to do this.
You know what? I'm very laser focused. So whenever I tend to try to keep myself involved in positive things, like whether it's a production or whether it's a podcast or whether it could be anything. It could be church. It could be my job. I try to keep myself laser focused. And so when I say laser focused, I don't care what's going on over here. I don't care what's going on over there. I'm laser focused on whatever is the task, whatever the task is at hand. So how I'm able to keep my peace is I just stay focused.
Tunnel vision. Nothing on the peripheral. I like it. That's some good advice, Tiffany. Let me ask you this. Someone on here may be listening. What is one thing that you would say to them that struggling can be avoided? What would you tell them? How would you tell them to get over the struggle? Because we all gonna have struggles, right?
Right. And
how would you tell them to get past that?
Yeah, because I definitely want to mitigate it. No, we can't, like, you're going to face some struggles. And you know what? You just have to understand that anything in life that is worth having, you're going to have to work for it. I'm a firm believer, and from my experiences, anything that I've ever had, anything that has ever gone right for me, I've had to work and I've had to struggle to some capacity. Anything that's just now, I'm not saying nothing can't just be given to you, but for the most part, those real valuable things, baby, blood, sweat, and tears come with.
They're earned. They're
not
given.
Those stripes.
Yeah, I agree with you completely on that. And I appreciate you for sharing that because, again, I always think about the person listening. I truly believe, because I've been that person in a space and someone gave a word that was talking my business. They didn't know it, but I knew it. And when I heard it, it made me feel seen. So I love to be able to share those nuggets with the audience, and somebody can benefit from it, Tiffany. So as you know, well, as you may not know, because you've never been in my studio before, you've never had an interview with me, but the city highlights basically is to highlight the amazing people and places of Houston, right? We have 3 segments, really 4, but there's 3 segments. The first segment is our back in the day, and that's what we absolutely do. We go back in the day. So Tiffany, tell me about 5-year-old Tiffany. Was she as spontaneous and outgoing as you are today?
You know what? She absolutely was. I have never had a shy bone in my body.
Okay.
I walk around the house singing. My My grandparents, my mama be like, girl, quit all that noise. I just be just singing everywhere. Like, I remember, and I know y'all may laugh at this, but it's true. But let me clarify this before I really say this. I really am saved today. But when I was 5, I was told that the only way I could sing in the choir is if I get baptized. So I got baptized just so I could sing.
That's what it was then. But it worked.
But it worked. But I am saved now. Don't get twisted.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think you were saved then, because even to have the inks, the want to edify Jesus' name in singing, that was still worship. So you may have not understood the assignment, but you passed with flying colors at the end of the day. So good job. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, so with this back in the day, we know you're a native of Houston. Tell me, what's something in your past, if you could have the opportunity to rewind the clock and go back and speak to 5-year-old Tiffany, or whenever that happened, your younger self, and correct that mistake? The first question is, would you change it? Would you correct it? And if you decided to, what would that be? What would the change be?
You know, when I was, it's so funny that you're asking me about 5-year-old, because I actually experienced a little trauma when I was 5.
Wow.
You know, I had an aunt that was murdered, and I didn't know that when I was 5, some of the things that I was doing, I was acting out in school, showing out, getting in trouble, fighting and doing all of that. But looking back, I was acting out because I was missing my Aunt Felicia. And so
it was
if I could go back and change anything, I became a bully. And I was always a plus size, dark skinned girl. So I
can't see you bullying nothing.
I didn't start off doing that, but I turned into one because I was always picked on. And again, I was also.
So you turned it back around.
Anger. Yes, and I was releasing my anger. So if I could go back and talk to 5-year-old me, first of all, I would hug her and say, girl, it's going to be all right. You ain't even got to do this. God, let God fight your battles. You ain't got to sit up here and try to prove nothing to nobody. You ain't got to try to let nobody know who you are. Like, be comfortable in your skin is what I would tell my 5-year-old self.
Okay, so I like that. And I would think that she would listen, because she know who she going to grow up to be. Tiffany, what would you say, or when would you say that you first realized? I understand you said you've always been an entertainer, but when did you realize that storytelling was going to be your life?
Storytelling. I would say I started writing poetry when I was like 18.
Okay.
And I was also in my very first stage play at 18. So I would probably say about 2004 when I was 18.
Okay.
I always wanted to, I had a passion for the arts. Like I did my first stage play, and then I went off to college. And basically, you know, I did the whole school career thing. Then 12 years later, I came back. And when I came back in 2016, I never looked back. I guess you could say a seed was planted in 2004, but maybe in 2016 when I came back to the industry, I think that's when I knew, like, I'm here to stay. Because here we are 10 years later, and I've not looked back.
I like that. I was going to say that I like that, because you've been staying consistent, and you are seeing fruits of your labors. I mean, from one to the next. I mean, I don't ever see you stopping. That's why I say you're motivating, because it's like once this is finished, I see you working on something else. Then you'll finish that, then I see you working on something. You're staying busy. I appreciate that. What would you say your inspiration was early on? What motivated you to be that person? Who motivated you to be that person?
Whenever I would watch TV, I can't even say one person. I just always knew I just wanted to just entertain people. Okay. I've always kind of been considered amongst my peers like funny, goofy, and I just always knew I just wanted to just be in that light. I will say my favorite actress is Angela Bassett, and my favorite actor, well, my 2 favorite actors is Denzel Washington and Samuel L. Jackson. So whenever I watch them, they just ignite my soul. But just watching TV, period, growing up, I'm like, man, I want to do that. It was just exciting to me. I knew I wanted to be in that realm.
As hard as life was on Good Times, I looked up to that. I was like, oh my God, I want to be like Thelma. I want to be like Penny. So I'm very empathetic. I can understand exactly what you're saying. Let me share this with you, Tiffany. We're done with the back in the day. We've gone as far back as we can, as far back as it makes sense. The next segment that we do is called the Things to Do in the Liddy City. What's the Liddy City? You say Houston, H-Town. Tell me, Tiffany, what is your favorite spot? Like, no matter what's going on, when you walk in the doors or walk on the floor or whatever it is, what's your woosah spot in Houston?
My favorite restaurant, and I know this is going to be so crazy, I like Saltgrass. I am not a steak eater. I go to Saltgrass for that hill country salad.
Oh, I've never had. What's a hill country salad? What's in that?
Baby, that salad about that bowl about this wide, and it's filled with like chicken and all the good
Ooh,
vegetables that you can think of. Like it's filling, but I literally
okay.
go to Saltgrass for that salad. That's like my happy place.
What's
I
your
love
dressing?
Saltgrass.
What's your type of dressing you use?
Oh baby, ranch.
Ranch. Okay. I was just trying to see something. That ain't on my questions. I was just trying to see some. I was
I
trying to see if
can't
you
even
was.
stand the smell of blue cheese.
Oh, I like
Ranch.
blue cheese too, though. I like blue cheese too, though. Ooh, I like a little mix of it. That little funky. Oh, yes, yes, that blue, yes. Okay. I mean, I like ranch too, but I can do that. I can do that blue cheese and honey mustard. Ooh. But anyway, we're not gonna go too much on dressings. Okay. As I shared, we are in the things to do in the Liddy City. So what I want to get into is absolutely what you have going on right now because it's big, Tiffany. Tell the audience what you have going on, what you have coming up in a couple weeks.
Yes, so on March 28th, I will be premiering my second movie, which is called The Walk of Purity 2. It's going to take place at the Third Ward Multi-Service Center, located on Ennis Street. Doors will open at 6. The movie will probably start around 7:30, but we're going to have vendors. It's going to be a nice evening. So we got a
Okay.
red carpet. Like it's going to be a lot to talk about there. So I would
Okay.
advise you to be in the place. Tickets are now $25. You can go to my
Okay, that's
website,
affordable.
which is www.tdlcministriesproductions.com, or you can cash out me $Tiff D Counselor. Tickets are $25. I would love to have you in the building. I promise you will be inspired. Even if you yourself is not inspired, somebody you know can be inspired. So come on. Come on and share the light with your people.
Yes, come on. And I'm gonna send you a cash app. I'm gonna purchase a ticket. And so since this is gonna premiere next Thursday. So what I'll do
Saturday.
is I'll make a post
It's
and
my show, the
this
interview.
this live because we're promoting
Gotcha.
a show that's gonna be next Saturday, but I'm gonna premiere this on next Thursday so you guys can know, just in case you didn't know, you can know that you still have a couple of days to get your tickets. But I'm going to be gifting someone a ticket. What I need you to do is once this conversation is done, I'm gonna skim through it and I'm gonna in that post I'll ask you something about what was said in this interview. So you have to watch the interview so you can win a free ticket to the Walk with Purity 2. Now, what
Oh,
inspired you? What and I don't mean to slide over that. That ain't I just want to bless somebody and I just want to be a blessing. So tell us why you wanted to do the Walk of Purity.
well, for one, I know every time I get to this part of the conversation, everybody just start tripping. But I'm 40
Why?
years old. I am 40, and I am still taking the walk of purity, which means I'm still a virgin. And a lot of people just be like, huh? Yeah, I'm still a virgin at 40. I can say that boldly. Probably about 10 years ago, I couldn't, but I put my
Now
story
I'm
out there.
proud of that.
Thank you.
Mm.
When I first wrote it, so it was first a poem, then it was a play, then it was a movie. The
Okay.
poem came from a place of hurt because I was basically outed by one of my friends when I was like in my late 20s and early 30s. I wasn't really comfortable. Like I knew what I was set out to do, but I was still like, hmm.
I said there was some shame attached to it. Everybody
Yeah,
else
because
was.
I'm just like everybody around, like everybody was doing it, and it's like I knew what God told me to do, but I just wasn't comfortable in my own skin about it. So, but my close friends knew about it. But one of my close friends basically outed me on social media out of anger, and so when I wrote the poem, basically the poem was like a clapback because to me at that point I'm like, well, you didn't outed me, so I'm no longer going to let that be something that you can out me with. I'm going to tell my own story.
Okay.
I'm going to give my own testimony. So it came from a place of
Mhm.
hurt initially. Little did I know that that poem would turn into a play, then a movie, then a part two. I had no, like, I was basically doing a clapback, and I was basically telling, like, coming forth, like, yeah, I'm a virgin, and what? I did not know that, like, that was like 10 years ago or 11 years ago. I did not know that this will be like the trajectory of me clapping back out of hurt.
So you turning pain into purpose. That's what you
That's what it
doing.
did.
Wow. I admire you for that because that is beautiful. That is very difficult to be able to walk through something like that. And instead of walking in shame and hiding your head and ostracizing yourself, you decided to make it a ministry. Look at God.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That is
That's what inspired me. Is like when I wrote, so I did the poem in like, I wrote the poem in like 2016, I think, and I actually went live on Facebook in 2017, and it went like viral. And so I did not, and that's another thing. I wasn't expecting that much attention. I was literally clapping back, and everybody just chimed in like, "You go, girl! You this, you this." And then
no, people are proud of you. You was all ashamed, but we
yeah,
wish.
I didn't expect
Tiffany,
that.
we wish.
I didn't expect it. I was just
You have the
like,
perfect gift. I said you have the perfect gift for your husband.
"Thank you." And like I wrote my play during the pandemic. Actually, I wrote it at the end of 2020 because everybody had time. Well, nobody doing nothing. Everybody was locked down in 2020. So I wrote the play and then I put it on stage in 2022. And since then, it's been history.
I wish I'd have known you did because I would have loved to have been a character in that play.
Oh, don't get me, baby. We got a part 3 coming. It ain't too late.
Okay, well, let me know when the auditions are so I can
hook you
up. Okay, Tiffany. Your work is amazing and it's deeply. And when I say deeply, I mean roots are of faith. What would you tell someone watching the Purity Walk 2? What would their message be that you want them to receive? What do you want the audience to walk away feeling? That's what I'm trying to say. What do you want them to walk away feeling?
Depending on who you are and where you are in your walk. Let's say, for instance, if you're still taking that walk like me and you're not married, I want to encourage you to stay on that walk. Now, here's the thing. Nothing about my story is to pass judgment on anybody. Okay. So let's say you are not on that walk. Let's say you've already crossed that threshold, but you're not married. Let's say you want to redeem yourself. It's okay. God is a God of second chances. God is a God of second chances. Like, it's not too late. You can say, let's say if you've been having sex outside of marriage and you say, you know what? I want to stop today. You can absolutely stop today. You can be a born again virgin. So if anything, so to answer your question, I want to encourage those that are still waiting to keep waiting until they are married, whether you're male or female, because a lot of people like to misconstrue it like this is a female thing. God called for everybody to wait for marriage, not just female. And so I want to just encourage you to still wait. And if you have already crossed that and you want to say, I want to reclaim myself, I want to reclaim my purity, you can do that. Repent and turn away from your wicked ways. That's the message. And that is still cool. Like, because everybody, if I didn't tell you I was a virgin, you probably wouldn't have assumed that because I enjoy life.
Yeah. I'm a virgin. I'm not dead.
Yeah, I ain't no nun. Like, I'm not walking around here like no nun. Like, I enjoy life.
Good. As well as you should. You're not doing anything that should cause you to not live the best life you can live. You have permission to live the best life because you are walking in the walk that God absolutely asks all of us to do. So your walk should be high held, not as in judgment just because you're doing it. Like, I'm proud of you. I admire that because I just do. I can't say the same. I'm sorry. No, I got 2 kids. So everybody would know that I'm not a virgin. I've never been married, but I can say that I've not proclaimed born again, but I've been celibate for many, many years now. So I feel good in that I may have made those mistakes, but in my elder age, I've made better decisions. And I decided to save myself to somebody put a ring on it. Otherwise, I'm okay. I'm good. I've had enough of that to last me a lifetime. So to hear that coming from you in your age bracket, that I admire that because you're younger than me. So I'm proud of the example that you're presenting to other young ladies because they need to know that this is very possible. And it looks good. And it's a good person. You can see she's busy. She's making things happen. She ain't no nun. But at the end of the day, she's doing everything that she's doing for God. And I appreciate you for that. All right.
Chris, can I give you a compliment too?
Thank you. Yeah, you sure can.
You know what? I admire you because the fact that you're not a virgin, it's actually harder for you to be celibate. See, I can't miss what I never had. You didn't have it before. Yeah. So the fact that you've been celibate for years, I actually applaud you more because you didn't tasted that before. And for you to be able to restrain yourself, that's strength.
I appreciate that. I can honestly say that I just value me more. And it's not that sex is not good. You don't know. So I can tell you, it's not that it's not good. It's just, it's not, if he's not my husband, he can't have me. That's just where I'm at with it. I mean, I'm valuable. Even though I'm not a virgin, I'm highly valuable. So therefore, if you want this valuable, priceless piece of jewel, then you're going to have to put a ring on it. And then all that comes with it. But I'm okay with that because I've had enough sex to last me a lifetime. If I don't never have it again, I'll be all right. Not to say that it's not good. I just don't want no more of it until I find a husband. That's just what that is. And I've dated men and they were like, oh, that's a trap. Oh, well, and I've gotten rid of men because they realize that I'm really not going to come off this cookie if you're not my husband. When I say they try to wear you down, but That's not what I'm about. That's the last thing that I worry about. Like, seriously, there's so much more of me. The whole rest of my body is amazing. So before you get to that, learn to love these shoulder blades. Learn to love this collarbone, these lips, this face. Like, love me. And then we can get to that. Because once you love me, you're going to want to marry me. You're going to want to be my husband. So therefore, the only way you're going to get my is if you're my husband. But enough about me. Because this ain't about me. This is about Tiffany. So Tiffany, our next segment is called the Say What segment of the day. And this is where we get into your business. Not your personal business, but your business. Tell me, why is it important for the community to come out and support you? Like, talk your shit. You tell them, well, I can't say that. Talk your stuff. You tell them why it's imperative that they not only purchase a ticket, but they show up.
You know, it's important because, like we talked about early on, I think we were talking about reciprocity. So I'm big on reciprocity. Like, when I first came back to the industry in 2016, baby, I was on the scene supporting everybody.
Yep.
Like,
burnout.
If you go back and, like, you know how Facebook, they share memories and all of that. If you go back in my photos like 10 years ago, you're going to see me at everybody production. I'm in somebody picture supporting somebody. So in other words, I feel like, you know what, it's give and take. I support you, you support me. And that don't mean you got to come to everything, but you should support to some capacity. Like, it's so many people in this industry that feel like they're only supposed to be supported, but they don't think it's their duty to be supportive.
Yeah. I don't even think they cross their mind.
That.
I don't, because how do you feel like you have, I mean, it's like this. Your hand could be this way and your hand could be that way. You have two sides of your hand for a reason. Just as much as you take and you should be giving. And that's how I look at that. If you got your hand out, then you should have no problem giving it back.
Yeah.
It should come natural, but I'm realizing that people don't think like that. And I think it's ego and selfishness, but people just, honestly, especially in Houston, Texas, I love my city, but some of these people get on my dang blasted nerves because of that simple reason. I can go above and beyond, go to Dallas, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, El Paso, Texas for you, but you can't go to Sugar Land for me.
It's heartbreaking, and I'm just sitting up here like, come on, bro. Like, it is just so sickening, and it's very cliquish. It's like, if you're not a part of this clique, then I'm not going to support this clique. And I'm like, man.
Right. And why is that? Why can't we collaborate and all grow? Because if you look like in Atlanta or California, those people are who they are. Because if somebody in Atlanta doing something, everybody in Atlanta is reposting, sharing, supporting. In Houston, it's kind of like the bandwagon. Like, you got to get it. And once you go somewhere else and make it, then they claim you. Megan went and made it. Megan didn't make it in Houston. She went and made it. Then we claiming Megan. Same with
and then it's
Destiny's
competition.
Child. They didn't like Destiny's Child because I remember how people used to talk, them little girls get on my nerve, until they became something. Then, they from Houston, Destiny's Child. I don't understand that mentality. I'm aware of it. But what I've learned is I don't just do stuff here. I do it everywhere I go. I speak my brand. I talk about what I'm doing in every room. So therefore, I'm so comfortable, quote unquote, bigging up my brand that it just comes natural. And if you're talking to me, I'm talking about me because you're talking about you. So let's talk about us, what we got going on. And I am okay right off the bat without doing business with you. If you don't want to do business with me, I'm not doing nothing for you. If there is no give and take, I can say no so good now. And I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
Okay, Tiffany, as a woman in entertainment, what would you want people outside of the industry to know about what's going on inside the industry? Something they may think is one way, but it's actually another. What would be that share?
You know, on the outside looking in, people probably assume, oh, that's so exciting. You know, the glitz and the glam. Oh, you got something on TV. That looks so fun. And all of that may be true. But what they don't understand is the work that goes into that.
Footprints behind
the grind that goes into that. Like you said, for stage plays, for the average stage play, you're going to be rehearsing for 3 to 4 months for a one-day show for the most part. And even on film sets, you can be on set anywhere from 12 to 15 hours. And you may only have one scene.
But you got to be there.
You got to be there. And it's like people, they think that this is something that they want to get into. But when they see the work that's required, now you got second thoughts. No, remember, it was fun. This was cool. But remember the work. Huh? Yeah, like, you gotta.
It's fun, but it ain't easy.
It's fun. Like, all of what I said initially was true, but when they see the work that goes into that, then people start. they kind of start backpedaling, like, they having second thoughts. Cause yeah, like when you on set for 15 hours, when you doing take after take after take after take, you tired, your nerves start getting bad. You about to cut somebody out because they don't get their lines and all of that.
So good. That money don't look like, I thought I was making all this money, but it don't look the same when you actually see the work that you have to put in.
Too, when you first starting, a lot of people, and again, although I've been consistent for 10 years, I still consider myself a newbie. Yeah, I got some streaming. Yeah, I've been doing it, but I consider myself a newbie. So here's the thing. When you getting into the game, I can't stand to hear somebody that's just now coming into it. How much money? Come on, man, pay your dues.
Right. Yeah, you have to put in the work. You're gonna have to do a couple of low balls until you make a name for it. I can attest to that because I've been doing theater since I was in elementary school. My first play was in the 4th grade. So therefore, I understand putting in your dues and doing the work.
Sometimes you're gonna do it for free.
Yeah, you're gonna lose. Yeah. You might even lose a couple of family members that might disown you if you're doing it right. Because people, not just family, but friends, there are sometimes it's a group of people, Lord, people that just don't believe that you can do what you're saying you're gonna do because they don't believe they can do it. It's not that they don't love you, it's just that they don't have faith in their dreams. So therefore, when you speak about yours, it sounds like poppycock to them. And that's family, friends, and foes. And that's the sad part because you would think that everything I'm doing, you should be supported, even if it's just a dream type thing, because that's how I am with everything that y'all do. Anything you bring to me, if you tell me you're doing this, I am the supporter of support. I used to post that all the time because, like you say, I was at every event, everybody's everything, and then when I would have one event, I couldn't get nobody. So I had to basically beg people, and I'm not doing that. That's not my ministry. I'm not begging you to do something that's gonna be good for you because if I'm doing it, it's to benefit. It's not about me. I never want to puff me up. I may be thinking I'm cute, but I still want to big up the next man. That's where I feel big when I can see your numbers growing because I told somebody about you. That makes me feel good. Now, Tiffany, you're in a faith-based industry. Your movies, all of them so far, I did. Okay, I say, they're all faith-based. Let me ask you this: do you appreciate the growth that faith-based movies are getting? You like the traction, or are you thinking that they're still too far behind?
On a bigger scale, it is definitely still too far behind. But I will say mine in particular, since it's been on Tubi, surprisingly, it's gotten over 2 million views.
Okay.
And that's my first one. So, and I'm just like, okay, but
say that one more time for the people in the back. I don't think they heard you. Your movie
on The Walk of Purity, the first one that's already streaming on Tubi, has over 2 million views already. And that to me is something to be proud of. But I feel like, let's say if I threw a sex scene in there, it'd probably be 30 million. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, because
it'd probably be so much more if it was like, porn or,
something
drugs,
Yeah, I agree. I mean, because I get it. When it comes to entertainment, I'm guilty. I like action. I want to see something that's going to entertain me. So if it's, I'm not going to say face-based because I love face-based. If it's too mushy, too romantic, too much like love it, that don't interest me. So I'm like drifting off. So I can honestly understand the audience because it has to be something that's going to get my attention and keep my attention because I'm already going to go to sleep on a movie anyway. So if it's not action packed, I'm probably not going to be able to watch the whole thing. It'll probably take me 2 or 3 times to watch it. But if it's good, it don't matter about it being faith-based. It's entertaining. So
now I will say this. I want to clear. So it is faith-based, but here's the thing. Just like I said earlier in the conversation, I'm not a nun. I use everyday language just like everybody else. So, there going to be some happy hour scenes. You're going to hear some everyday language in there. It's not going to be overly doing it, but it ain't just like, super churchy. It's like when people think about faith-based, it ain't super churchy.
Yeah, it's just about church, but no, it
ain't just about church.
In your spirituality. It's about life, walking in your spirituality. So I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, Tiffany, what's next for Tiffany Collins? Tell the people what you got coming up next. Not Purity Walk 2, but what you got going on in the future, so they can get invested and start following you, liking you, and supporting you.
Well, for one thing, based on, and I can't tell y'all too much, but based on where based on where the Walk of Purity 2 ends, it got to be a part 3. So I'm going to probably take me a breather. And then probably the latter part of this year, you're going to be hearing about the production of the Walk of Purity 3 or whatever I decide to name it. But we definitely going in at least once. One more time. I got you. And I
This
mean
has
that
been
too.
an amazing episode. I really have enjoyed speaking with you, Tiffany. You have made my day. I learned some new things about you because I understood what the movie was about, but I did not know it was based on you.
Yes.
So I admire you, sister. I appreciate you
Thank
for
you.
doing all that you do. Let these people know all your social media handles so if they want to watch, follow, tag, how they can connect with you.
On Facebook, I'm just Tiffany D. Collins. My main Instagram is Tiff_D Life Coach. And if my website, whenever I have events, I post information on there. You can go to www.tdocministriesproductions.com.
All right. Any Instagram, any Facebook, any YouTubes, any TikToks?
Yeah, so Facebook, yes, Tiffany D. Collins. Instagram is Tiff_D Life Coach.
Okay. No YouTube, no TikTok.
I do have a YouTube. Basically, you can I think my YouTube is Tiff D Counselor or Tiff D Life Coach. I'll be on there, but these names be kind of getting. Huh?
Yeah, they all cross promote. Yeah, I try to keep the same, but some things won't allow you to put certain things in there. So yeah, I get it.
I have a TikTok, but I'm not that active on there. So
me neither, but still, the ones that are, y'all go find Tiffany D. Collins on TikTok and YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Tiffany, this Discord has been awesome. Like I said, I learned something new about you. I'm really grateful that you graced my audience. They were able to engage with you. Is there anything else that you want to share with them before we get out?
I just want to thank you all so much for having me. I am truly honored. May God bless you and keep you. Till next time.
Thank you. This has been an amazing episode of the City Highlights podcast. Before we go, let me ask you one more question. How do I get that money to you? Did you give me the Cash App?
So I will say it again. So you can Cash App me. It's $Tiff D Counselor all together.
I got it. And it's going to be in the script too. Thank you so much for joining me, Tiffany. It has been amazing. You guys don't have to catch it here. You can catch it on YouTube. I'll put some clips on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. So if it's not the whole interview, you need to run to YouTube to see the whole interview. But I will have the clips for you. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the City Highlights with your girl, Chris Bryant. You guys have an amazing week. And until we meet again, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Lights up the skyline, glow so bright. Hustling